Jessie here. I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be my February budget overview. If you watched my January budget overview, then you'll recognize this notebook. It's my home management notebook that I've been using for quite a while now. This is what I've been doing all of my budget planning, all of my meal planning, my grocery lists, everything in. It's like my personal little home. It's like my Bible almost, you know. It's something that I keep with me all the time. And you can kind of tell that I keep it with me all the time because the thing's frankly just falling apart. Like the binding has come loose, I've got pages falling out. So I decided that moving forward, I'm not going to be using this home management journal anymore. It was really, really good for me while it lasted, but it's getting beat up and abused, and it's just not been super practical with the pages falling out and whatnot. So what I decided to do was move everything into my Happy Planner. What I really love about the Happy Planner is that it has these pages that can be pulled in and out super easy. So when you're planning your week, if you want to be able to, you know, write really neatly or add stickers or whatever, you can pull the pages right out. But in addition to being able to pull pages out, the great thing is that you can also add pages in. And that is what I have decided to do for my budgeting from now on. Take paper, add it into the monthly spread, and do my budget. So what I did for February was I took plain old computer paper, just the type that you print on with your computer, you know, your printer. I cut it down to size using my paper trimmer. I just took one of these pages out for a guideline. I trimmed the paper down, and then I used my little Happy Planner punch and I punched the paper. And that is what I have done for my February budget, which you will see here. So here's a look at my February budget in its entirety. It's really cute. I took my silhouette portrait and I made little stickers just to make it kind of, you know, Valentine's-y. I wanted it to be festive. I've been watching a ton of budgeting videos here on YouTube with lots of people doing lots of budgeting with lots of pretty stickers and fancy pens and whatnot. And I got a little bit of FOMO and decided that I wanted to do that too. So I've moved away a little bit from the super simple planning. Like last month, if you guys watched, it was just ink on paper, nothing fancy. It was just getting the job done. And this works out great. You obviously don't need a bunch of fancy stickers or anything. I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon after watching a bunch of YouTube videos because that's the kind of girl that I am. So today's video is basically just going to be going over my February budget overview. I'm thinking I will share the process of setting up my budget in March. I know a lot of you have been asking me for plan with me videos. The problem with plan with me videos is that I just don't plan the way that I used to anymore when I was doing plan with me videos. Like, this is my planning style now. It's very simple. There's not a lot of stickers, and it's just day to day. I sit down on the day that today's Thursday. I write down the things that I need to get done. It's chaotic, it's messy, it's not pretty. It's not pretty planning. It's not something I can necessarily share because it's not something that I do at the beginning of the week and lay everything down for the entirety of the week, you know? So to do a plan with me video of my week isn't really something that I can do right now, but I can show you guys how I set up my monthly budgets. I didn't think to do that for February, so I can definitely do that in March. If you guys are interested, let me know. But today's video is just going to be going over my February budget. If you watched my January budget overview, these numbers will look very, very similar. It's pretty much the same thing month to month. Super easy to remember. I don't spend a lot of extra money. So I don't know if this is going to get redundant showing you guys my budget every month, but it really helps me to stay on track if I have everything written down in my budget planner. So a lot of you have seemed interested in the way that I budget, so I thought I would share again this month. So let me go ahead and open up to my February budget, and zoom you guys in a little bit. Alright, here we go. So the first thing I did was just lay down a few stickers. I made these with my silhouette portrait. I don't currently have my sticker shop open. I've been closed for about a year now. But there are literally several Etsy shops that I know of that sell budgeting stickers. So if you guys are interested in doing a more decorative budgeting spread like this, I can link a few of the Etsy shops that I know of right off the top of my head down below for you guys to check them out. I know Planner Kate does budgeting stickers. I know Caffeinated Kate does budgeting stickers. I'll just link them down below. There's 3 or 4 of them that I know of. So you guys can look through, check out the stickers, purchase them if you're interested. I didn't want to purchase anything because obviously I didn't want to put a bunch of money into planning my budget. That just seemed counterintuitive, so I just made them myself, but you can buy them if you're interested in that. So I just laid that down. This is my income section. I have blocked it out because I don't share my income. My husband and I are just not comfortable sharing our incomes, so that's the decision that we made together. So I've just blocked that out for privacy reasons. So my income is here, and then I move right into my expenses. And I'm going to share most of my expenses with you. I do have a couple things blocked off here. These are just like credit card payments. We at some point will share our kind of debt confession with you guys, I think, but right now my husband and I talked about it. He's not comfortable with me putting it out there how much debt we have, so I don't. Obviously I have to respect his wishes. Alright, so here's a look at our monthly expenses. So we have our lot rent first and foremost. My husband and I own a mobile home that is in a mobile home community, so we pay a mortgage every month for the actual home, but we also pay rent every month to rent the lot that the home sits on. It's not the greatest situation in the world. It's not something that we want to do forever, but that's just what we're doing for now. Having a mortgage and rent definitely sucks, but it's pretty low. So our lot rent is $506 for the month of February, and for every month that remains constant. They do tend to up the lot rent every year at the end of the year, so I'm assuming that next year this 506 is going to go up, but for now 506 is where we are. We pay our water bill with our lot rent. We combine the two when we write the check, but the water bill does vary month to month, so I give it its own little line item. Our water bill for the month is $45.45, which is up from where it has been before. I'm not thrilled with that number. I'm not really sure why it went up so much, because I don't think we've really used any more water than usual, but it is what it is. Next up we have our mortgage, which is $281.91. It's very low. We bought a very modest home. We did not, when we bought our home 8 years ago, want to commit to a 30-year mortgage or something at the time when we weren't sure what we wanted with our lives, you know. This is kind of our starter home. I really love our mobile home. I understand that it's not super high in value. It's not like a super great asset or anything, but it's working really well for us now. It allows us to have a super low mortgage so that we can concentrate on other things. And that's, you know, really personal preference. Do what makes you happy. If you want to have the, you know, 1,200 square foot home, 1,500 square foot home, 2,500 square foot home, and you can afford it, do that. But that just wasn't our priority. We wanted to focus on making sure that our kids had everything that they wanted and needed. My husband was making a smaller income at the time when we bought this home, so we prioritized stuff over house. And that was a decision we made, and I'm really happy with it. We're very happy with our living situation right now. Is it forever? Probably not, but it's good for now. Next up we have our Spectrum bill. So we do not have cable TV, but we do have cable internet. So that's where Spectrum comes in. We pay I keep writing $64.99 every month. It's $65.99, so I need to go in and change that. I don't know, I got it in my head that it was $64.99. It's not, it's $65.99. And that dollar does count, especially when you're doing a zero-based budget. And basically what a zero-based budget is you account for every single dime that you have coming in every month. So you give every single dollar a job to do, whether it's to go to savings, whether it's to go to pay bills, whether it's to go to pay debt. But you start out with this number and you give every single number a job. So if you're $1 off, then that means it's not a zero-based budget. So I need to go in and fix that. Netflix is $13.99. Because we don't have cable, we do like to have Netflix. Actually, I'm not the biggest fan of Netflix anymore. When we first got Netflix 6 or 7 years ago, or however long ago it was, I loved it, but I think I've just watched everything that I wanted to watch on Netflix, and they haven't put anything in there that's been super great in terms of my taste. So if it were up to me, I would cancel Netflix at this point, but my husband and kids really like Netflix, so we keep it. We pay a monthly fee for our campground. We own a camper. I can link a little camper tour video that I did when we first bought the camper. If you guys are interested, I'll put that up in a card. But we bought the camper back at the beginning of summer, late spring, early summer, something along there, of 2018. And we keep it on a annual campsite. And we pay once a month to keep that campsite. We're actually thinking about paying a lump sum and just paying it out for the rest of the year to get it out of our monthly expenses and add it to our sinking funds. We are currently saving for next year's annual deposit for our campground, but right now we're paying month to month, and I think we're just going to go ahead and pay the rest of the year out as well, just so that I don't have to come up with this $160 every month. That'll free up some more room in our budget for debt and whatnot. I think that's what we're planning on doing. I'll update you guys on that next month when my husband and I decide. But for now, $160 for our campground. That's an estimate because in addition to the actual campsite payment, we also pay for our electricity there. We haven't been to our camper in a while, so the electric bill won't be super high, but you do pay a monthly fee for the electricity just for them to come and read the meter every month. So $160 is about what we paid last month, so I just wrote $160 again. It may be a little bit less than that or a little bit more, but that's where we are for now. Okay, this video is going to be super long if I don't stop rambling. So next is Hulu, which is my personal favorite streaming site. I love it. I feel like Hulu has a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in. Right now I'm watching Lost again for the second time and I'm loving it. There's that. Boost is our cell phone service. It is a prepaid service. We pay $137 a month for 4 lines. That's unlimited calls, texting, unlimited data, and we also have so much hotspot capability, which we never use, but it's nice to have it if we want it. So there's that. That bill will be going down in a couple of months, I think, because my husband currently has his cell phone that he's paying off. When he dropped his cell phone in a toilet last year, we made the decision just to purchase a new cell phone on a payment plan with Boost. It was super affordable. It's like $10 a month, but that's mostly almost paid off now, so that'll be going down here soon. Our truck is $300 a month. It's not actually $300. It's $280 something. We round up to $300 just to pay it off a little bit faster. And that is something that we will work into our snowball once our credit cards are paid off. And we do plan on paying our truck off sooner rather than later. DTE is our electric bill. We are on a budget plan. They take our yearly usage and divide it by 12, and we pay an average bill every month. That way we're paying $150 every month, not $300 in the summer and $50 in the winter. Just helps even things out, gives us an idea of what to expect every month, and it's super easy. Our camper we are making payments on, that is $200 a month, and once again, it's not actually $200 a month, it's $100 and something. We round up to $200 again just to pay it off a little bit quicker, and that's also something we will snowball in the future. If you guys are not familiar with the debt snowball, that is a Dave Ramsey thing. It's basically where you take all of your debts, you list them lowest to highest, and you pay them off as quick as possible. You take the minimum payment and pay the minimum payment to all of your bills, and then you chunk as much money as possible to your lowest debt, and then once that lowest debt is paid off, you snowball that minimum payment to the next one, and so as you're paying off your debts, you throw more and more money as debts are paid off. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm sure I didn't explain it very well. You can definitely look up Dave Ramsey. He's my financial guru. We don't follow all of his teachings, but I really like him and what he has to say about money. You can look up his videos on YouTube. He has a podcast. I mean, if you guys haven't heard of Dave Ramsey, you're probably living under a rock, realistically. At least you know his name. But his snowball method is the method that we are currently following, with a few little tweaks to pay off our debt. Where was I? Gas bill's $49. Again, that's a budget plan, so that we're not paying astronomical amounts in the winter and then teeny tiny amounts in the summer. We have that put on a budget as well. So between the two utilities, our electric and our gas, we're paying about $200 a month. For groceries, we give ourselves $125 a week for groceries. My husband is paid on a weekly basis, so I do go once a week to get groceries. If you guys have seen my grocery hauls, you know that I'm really, really good at sticking to my budget for the most part. So for the month, I've given us $500. That's $125 for the 4 weeks in February. Gas. We have a F-250 Super Duty truck. It's a gas guzzler, but in the wintertime we don't really use a whole lot of gas because I'm a hermit. My husband has a company vehicle that he drives to and from work, so the only one that really drives the truck is me, except on the weekends. Obviously we'll all go together as a family to do stuff. And in the wintertime, I A, hate driving in the ice and snow, and B, hate cold. So I'm a hermit. We aren't using a ton of gas. However, I still am budgeting $50 a week for gasoline. It's $200 for the month of February. And what we do is, if we don't use that entire $50, we take whatever is left and we put it into a cash envelope and we save it for summer, because we spend a lot more money in gas in the summer when I'm out driving a lot more. We're taking the kids to and from activities. We are going back and forth to our campsite. So, you know, if I only need $20 in gas for the week because I haven't driven, because I'm a hermit, I'll put the $20 in the gas tank and I'll take that additional $30 and put it right to the gas fund to save for summer. We have like $175, I want to say, saved up from doing this. For the summer, maybe more. We don't really keep super close track of it. We just throw it in the envelope. This past week I got in my car, we had like negative 40-degree wind chill temperatures, and my gas tank was still full because I literally had not driven at all. So I was able to take that full $50 and put it towards the gas fund. That's just how we choose to do it. And it's working for us. Again, it might not work for everybody, but it works for us. For cash for the month, we take, my husband and I each get spending money every week. He is getting $50 a week. We just upped that from $40 because he's been struggling to stick with that, and he's been feeling super limited in what he can do with his money, and he works really hard, you guys. And he came to me and we discussed it, and he said, I'd like to take an extra $10, and I said okay. So he's taking $50 a week. I'm taking $10 a week. Once again, I don't ever go anywhere. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm not out nearly as often as he is. So I don't need nearly as much spending money as he does. And if there's something that I really, really want that is more than my $10, I will save up my spending money for a couple of weeks. Or if it's something that I really want that's a bigger ticket item, and this goes for my husband as well, we will talk about it and we will add it to the snowball and the sinking funds, and we will save for it over the course of however many months. If you guys aren't familiar with sinking funds, I will put my sinking funds video up in a little card. Let's wrap this up. It's getting long. So for eating out, I've set aside $100 in our budget. We're gonna try really hard not to hit that. I think last month we only spent like $48 in eating out money. We've been really good about not eating out as much and making sure that we're eating at home and just not putting a ton of money into excess, like eating out and things like that, because we're really focusing on our goals right now. And then I have $100 set aside for miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is just a catch-all for anything that I didn't think to budget for. So for example, if something comes up for the kids' school activities or whatever that I didn't think of and that we don't have sinking funds for currently, miscellaneous might come out of that. It's very rare that we touch this miscellaneous fund, but it's there just in case we need it and as sort of a buffer so that we're not, you know, dipping into sinking fund money for something that it's not intended for. We're not using our emergency fund, anything like that. So that's that. There's also some credit card bills here, but again, we're not sharing that right now. So then what I do is once a week, I come into my weekly check-in here and I just kind of check in with these categories. These are the categories that are kind of variable spending. And this is just to make sure I'm staying on track with my budget. So, you know, if I overspent in groceries in the first week of the month, then I know that I need to kind of pull back a little bit and spend a little bit less next week to make up for it. We budget really week to week because we get paid every week, but I like to have an overall overview of the month as well. So this is how I kind of do both of those things. And the way that I track my transactions every week, now really quickly, the last thing I'm going to show you is my monthly calendar. And this is how I keep track of my spending, my transactions. So I'm going to do a separate video, I think, on how I actually track everything, how I go in and check my receipts and whatnot, but this is just a basic overview. I have all of my spending here. My bills are in blue. My groceries are in this light purple color, so anytime that I have a grocery transaction, I use that. Gas is pink, cash is green, sinking funds, anything that comes out of sinking funds is yellow. Credit card payments are in this darker pink. Any eating out we do is in this dark purple, and then other is orange. And I just kind of go in and add my transactions in every week. I actually have all of my bills in for the rest of the year because I really want to make sure that I never forget to pay my bills. I went through and did all of that, but so the month starts with all my bills and then I just add in any transactions that happen. Along the side here, I keep track of my husband's petty cash. This is for work. So this is just how we do it. And then down here on these little sticky notes, I just have anything that I think we're going to be taking out of sinking funds for the month. So my dog is going to need groomed this month at some point, and we have a sinking fund for that. And Valentine's Day obviously is this month, so anything that we want to buy for the kids or for each other for Valentine's Day, we have a sinking fund for that. Obviously that's going to be used in February. And then I have this little card that I made with my key so that I can keep track of, you know, what each color represents. I really like color coding. And this is just like a little journaling card that I punched and put stickers on to use as a key. And then I can move this forward month to month so that I don't have to keep making a new one every month. And then I just have a little notepad paper here that I got from the Me and My Big Ideas brand to just jot down any notes if I have to remind myself that I need to make a deposit for something or whatever. I just jot that down here. So that is a look at everything. I think that is my February budget overview. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more budgeting videos, make sure that you subscribe. Like I said, next month I'll probably set this whole spread up with you guys so you can see exactly how it gets done. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.